So last time I saw you was at the Black History Comerica Bank Dallas Black Chamber of Commerce event, and I was like, oh my God, look at my friend. I haven't seen you in a while. And you had called me the day before when I was doing a podcast, and I meant to call you back, so sorry.
No worries.
But you said the sweetest thing to me. I've met your boyfriend for the first time, and you said, yeah, you know, she's like my auntie. And I was like, oh my God, I never even thought about that. And, you know, normally in my eyes, that seemed like that would like kind of make someone feel older, but it made me feel proud. I was like, oh my God, you know.
Aww.
I mean, I was looking at you like my little sister, but auntie is good too. Yeah.
Well, when I said auntie, it was because you kind of look like my aunt.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
Not that you remind me of her action wise, but you kind of look like her, like same skin complexion.
Yeah.
Like same, you know, y'all are both beautiful, obviously.
Yeah. Well, thank you, girl.
You're welcome.
You look so much like your mom. Oh my God. See, this is why I love you, because you're just, you know, I see you as a version of me years ago. And so even though you probably don't know how old I am, we're going to leave it at that. But you know, what you're doing right now is what I would have been doing, you know, just making all the sacrifices to get to where I want to be. You've gone to school, you know, gotten a great education, and now you're doing what?
Now I am running my marketing agency called Ownovate, and we do marketing strategy and content production for business owners and businesses. Okay. And even just creators if they want to get their brand out there more. Right. And just making sure that not only do you have the content, but also the content goes with your business goals, but you also have a way to convert people when they see your content. You know, if you don't have anywhere for those people to go when they see your video or they see your commercial or they see your graphic or anything like that, then you're wasting your time. So just making sure they have the complete process. Right, exactly. All right, so let's go ahead and start from the beginning. You know, tell everybody your full name, a little bit about you, and tell everybody your company again and why you named your company. Yes, so hello everybody. Nice to meet you. Well, I don't know. Don't you just love her? Hello, everybody. My name is Nicolet Nathan. I am the founder of Ownovate, which is a marketing and content production agency. So I specialize in helping people turn their information that they have, their business, like what their business does or anything that just their business goals overall, and making that into a digestible piece of content that people can understand, whether it be social media videos, graphics, commercials. Ownovate can handle it all. So just making sure that people have a way to find you online and that it's clear to them what they do, so that way you can achieve whatever goal you want them to do. To sum it up, you are a what? I am a story curator. A story curator. Okay. Curator. Okay, so I'm glad that cleared it up for me, because I thought you were just, you know, the name social media creator or social media manager. Actually, I do remember you asked me why did I come up with my business name. Yeah. I just remembered. Okay. I did actually. Yes. Oh, I did. Yes. So I came up with the name Ownovate. It is a combination of own and innovate. Because Ownovate. Yes, I love it. Because you have to be innovative, because social media is constantly changing. And also I believe in authenticity and just like owning who you are, owning who your company is. So I figured what better name than Ownovate. And it was also, the domain was available, the social media was available. So I just took that as a sign from God that it was time. I love that. I think you should start telling that a little bit more. Yeah. I love a story behind whatever the name is of a company. There's a company that reminds me of yours, since you're telling me the story, called Valuetainment. Value and entertainment. Valuetainment. You ever heard of that one? I have not. Oh, okay. Look him up after this. Yeah, he's a phenomenal podcaster. Grew from like 0 to like probably 4 million right now. Wow. And he moved away from Dallas. But let's talk about you and what you provide for clients. So who is your ideal client? So my ideal client, people ask me that, and the thing is, I don't like, my ideal client is somebody who is kind, right? Has integrity. You know, I mean, I kind of look at the values of the person, right, more than like what they do, right? And because I am one of my clients tells me I'm brutally honest. And I'm not like honest where it's like I'm if I see something that you're doing content wise and I don't, and I know that's hurting your business, I'm going to say something.
Right.
And if you're not ready to handle the truth, or if you think I'm out to get you, or if you don't, respect that you hired an expert to handle your content, then that's kind of when there are challenges. Yeah. But for the most part, as long as, the person is kind and they are understanding that this is a collaboration. Right. Because also, if you're not sharing your business goals, if you're not sharing what you have going on, then how can I make content that talks about or shares who you are, who your business is? Right.
It's so funny, not funny, but I love that you say that they have to be kind. Like that's the first thing that come to mind, and you said that twice. What if they're kind, but they don't have a big budget? Are you flexible with working with people?
So kind and not a big budget. That is why I'm starting my workshops. Okay. Because usually when you don't have a big budget, you will have to make it yourself. Right. And it can definitely be challenging. One of the good things is there is, AI. So AI is able to take off a little bit of the grunt work, but you still have to know how to use it to where your stuff doesn't sound like everybody else's. Right. So I'm actually having a workshop on April 11th. That's what's inspired me to do my workshop. Okay. So that way I can help people who do need to do their content themselves. Right. And we're just going to talk about basic phone tips, how to record on your phone. Right. How to plan your content. How to use AI is like your assistant, but not like your brain, but your assistant. Right. Yeah. And then just how to like simple edits that can elevate your content. And then hopefully at the event they record content and then they post it, and that'll be kind of like getting them started on getting in the rhythm of posting. And I hope that they continue. And I do plan on having more workshops after that. So just hearing what people want and just, providing it for them. Yeah, because I mean, I don't feel like, I guess I felt like that before, but now is a known fact that, if you are in business for yourself, whether you're a big business or a small business, you are your own little social media company, bigger companies can outsource, but little companies, because we're trying to push, our revenue so far, and maximize every penny, not every dollar, but every penny, we have to take the time to learn how to, put ourselves out there in social media. Do you think it's fair that, we have to be our own social? I mean, you grew up in this, I don't want to like say you're a baby because you were born what year? 1997.
Okay. Well, you're good. You're born in the 19. Yeah, you was born in the 19s, but like sometimes I just want to do my craft. I just want to be an artist or be an entrepreneur. I don't want to have to like market all the time. And I know that's being delusional. But in a perfect world, it's like I have a good product. Just, try me, and but it's not like that. You really got to sell yourself. So right now you have to sell yourself. Like how many times people have to see you in order to know that they want to work with you? It used to be like 4 times. What is it now? The statistics are 7 times people have to see your content before they want to work with you. Okay. 7 times they have to see your email. 7 times for the billboard. It's like for some reason they always say 7. Right. So even in 2026, 7 times with being so bombarded with so many, buy me, try this and all that kind of stuff. I will say I have not looked it up for 2026, but as far as 2025, that was the standard. Tell me, if I was a new client in the foot care industry and I'm coming to you for services, what's the first thing I need to know? Or what's the first thing that I'm expecting from you? So the first thing that you're expecting from me, when I do work with doctors, usually is for what I call a content day. So this is me shooting all your month's content, and usually the average is 3 videos a week. And if you want more or less, then we can adjust. But standard is 3 videos a week. Mm-hmm. And then so for doctors, as that is a profession, and I do not know anything about a foot doctor's a podiatrist. I guess so. Anyway, I don't know anything about feet. I know on the medical side. I know she make the fungus go away. Yes. Which I probably need to go see her pretty soon. I probably do. Like for real. So I would first
talk to you about your goals. Do you want more patients? Do you want, I assume you want more patients, but based on your goals, like what do you want?
Right.
And so from there, then I would talk to you about, what your what your patients most deal with.
Right.
Are there any specific patient that you want to see more of, want to see less of?
Right.
Because we won't be talking to them.
Right.
And then just making sure I'm clear about your goals and like the ins and outs of just what your business does specifically, like what your specialty is. Right. And so from there, I would go and I would come up with the video ideas and have a script. And when it comes to doctors, the script is it's an idea. Right. It's not, you don't have to say it word for word because I'm not an expert. You are, right? Right. So then from there, the foot doctor,
right?
But
yeah, I
need to look it up.
I don't know.
I believe it's podiatrist, but please, if I'm wrong, don't hurt me.
Yeah.
But then the doctor would look at the script,
right?
Or somebody on the team would look at the script and just verify the medical information is accurate,
right?
Change it up to sound, change it up if they would like,
right?
And then we come and we shoot, right? And then we get it done, get the content to you, right, within the next few weeks, and then or if you want us to post it, we'll post it for you, or if you have somebody on your team that handles your marketing, right, then they can post it too. So but what I want them to know is you're hiring us, so it's easy. Right. So you don't have to think outside of like looking and confirming the video ideas and and read through the scripts, right? Because you have to read them when I get there anyway, or you have to know enough about the video topic to. I have some clients that need scripts and some that don't. So it just depends on their personality and their comfort level. But I show up. Or we show up depending on which team member is there, but we show up and we get it done. So
what I feel like is in the example I'm giving, and I'm not going to say the doctor's name who I work with because I'm not her social media manager, but she have used several of my services. One thing that is a challenge when I do step into the creative content role is I always feel like I'm giving them a little bit more than they want, which you should as any business, right? You're supposed to always give a little bit more service. But I feel like sometimes I'm intruding on their normal day, when I say, hey, just pretend I'm not here, sometimes I just feel like I'm being a nuisance because I'm trying to do my job, but at the same time, I'm trying to, give them value. Has that ever happened to you where you're trying to do your job, but you can't give them the value they want?
So,
because, their normal day is still in full effect and you're trying to do your job.
Yeah, I actually have two different examples.
Okay.
Because I have one doctor's office that I worked with and it was very hard to get them on a schedule. And I would be there at the office when they were having patients, and you can't really do anything with the patients because of HIPAA. Right. And so the doctors
because of what?
HIPAA. I don't know what HIPAA stands for, but it's to protect the patient's information.
Okay.
So even when it comes to reviews for a doctor's office, right, the doctor cannot acknowledge the patient.
I get that. Yeah.
Nothing. Violations. So
right. There's confidentiality.
Yes. So there's not much I can do when the patients are there, unless they sign the waiver beforehand or whatever. Right. But the doctors are super busy, going in and out, seeing the patients. So it's very hard to record content like that. And in contrast, the other doctor that I work with, she was like, we'll close the office for half the day. So we can just, because we wanted the staff. So it was like, so we can just have the staff there in the video. Yeah. And then, or we film on the weekends when nobody's at the office. Right. So, we can just knock it out and get it done. So it just depends on how committed they want to be. And honestly, I've learned from that. Yeah. The first option, like, no plan, because I'm very big on like a schedule. Yes. Because I'm and basically when I'm hired, I have to work within the budget that you give me. Right. And I don't want to have to increase your prices because of all the time that we're wasting. Right. Me being there, but me not being able to record anything. Yeah. I don't think that's valuable to anybody. Exactly. Yeah. So I would much rather we just shoot it, knock it out, and then you get on with your day, and I get on getting your content ready. So
yeah, I feel like when I'm doing that, the doctor's, busy right now. I feel like it kind of decreases my creativity, and I get a little, I guess, frustrated and a little selfish, and I got to understand that, hey, things happen. You got to be flexible. But I do understand, too, if, they got a certain amount of service that's coming from you, if there's all these roadblocks in a way, then it will increase the price because now you got to spend longer doing the job, when they should have made these provisions beforehand. I have to say the person who I have in mind, they've always, and I love that she has an assistant to take care of everything because I'm always dealing with the assistant, not the doctor themselves. But still at the same time, you get those little bumps in the road and I'm like, those creative juices start flowing. And then you're just like, oh, I can't do this because that patient just walked in or, but they can't stop things. Well, they can, I guess, and they could probably substitute. They can, have, like you say, have it on a weekend. So have you ever worked with someone with an unlimited budget?
Not yet.
But it's coming.
Yeah. We can do a lot. Let me tell you. If you have an unlimited budget,
call you.
We going to the moon. We can do anything. I'll bring out the drone. I'll bring out the cinema camera. I'll bring out three different camera shooters. We'll do photo. Man, look.
Yeah, that would be a dream, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not even because of the money. It would just be because it's like we can make your content do anything. Like if we want to put Godzilla in the back,
yeah, like
coming to pick up your product,
right?
We could. Like
right.
we
could you really do that?
Well, with animation, CGI, you can do anything.
Yeah.
However, I am not a special effects editor, so the unlimited budget would go towards hiring that specialist on the team to get get those Godzilla shots done.
I know that's right. How long you been doing this?
So I have been doing this as far as like job wise since about 17 or 16. Seemed
like you was doing it, but you didn't put a title on it, or you didn't, make it an official business. You was doing it here and there, kind of like I was doing photography.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was on social media. I mean, I've been on Instagram since 9th grade, which was in like 2010. Yeah, no, 2011.
Okay.
And that's when I made my Instagram account. And we was all posting pictures of our food and stuff.
Yeah, the simple days.
The simple days for sure.
Yeah,
and when I was in college, I was getting like internship after internship, just social media based, and I wasn't even asking for it. They just started coming to me.
Yeah.
And so that's when I was getting, paid, or even some of them weren't paid, but credits, for being on social media.
Right.
And then even when I was working a job, I was still on social media for my roles, and then, but even in college before I got my internships, I got my first YouTube check because I posted a video on YouTube and it went a little viral, and so
that's what I'm talking about.
They have demonetized me because of my I'm not consistent on YouTube. But back then, before they changed the rules, I was monetized on YouTube because you have to have like 4,000 watch hours in a year.
Right.
And I haven't posted, so I don't have that anymore. But,
so you were very consistent at one point on YouTube.
Yeah, at one point. Yeah. But it was hard because I was in college.
Yeah.
Like I was doing DIY projects.
Okay.
So
yeah, I've seen some of your videos. They're amazing.
Thank you.
That's why I highly encourage you to go back, because like right now, like I'm starting to see the difference. Like I've started, stop my channel like probably 4 times. And this time, I mean, it's like all or nothing. Like I'm going for it. I love that YouTube now have the collaboration, and so now when I collab with someone like yourself who has a YouTube channel, we can kind of like, carry audiences to each other. So how do you feel about the new YouTube now?
I think the new YouTube is great. Like I remember I've seen I've seen this, all the platforms do different things. Like I remember on YouTube when you could reply with a video to somebody's video. Like do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Yeah, they took that off. But
wait, reply?
Yeah, like
to
you could
video.
Like if somebody had their video up,
you
could go and like reply with the video and like post your own video to their video, and it would show up under their video.
Oh, I think I do remember that, but I do know you can comment and then you'll receive a notification for their comments or something like that. You know what? Not to change the subject too much, but I do love the fact that they took off the
dislikes.
Dislikes. Love that. You could still dislike it, but it won't show the counter. Oh my God, that makes a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's private all around. Like no one can see it, right?
There are people who, there's always the hackers out there who have the special tools to still see the dislikes. But for the most part,
yeah,
the average person won't be able to see it.
So even YouTubers, yeah. Because
no, if you're on the back end, you can't see how many people dislike your video. Yeah,
oh,
if you go to your YouTube studio, you can't.
Okay,
can't see
I do not want to find that portion because this is one of the reasons why I don't do email marketing. Because when I see someone that I know, unsubscribe, I'm like, oh, I'm going to get an ice cream.
No, I feel that I'll be on Instagram. I don't even have the unfollower app anymore. But when I did, I'd be like, well, we went to middle school together. Like I'm like, what? But but I can't take it personal.
Yeah, but I do take it personal. And I will find that person who brought me from 8:11 to 8:10 yesterday. Was it you?
No, definitely wasn't me.
Because when you're trying to get at least 1,000 subscribers, you do you hold on to those numbers, and so you celebrate. Oh, I got 2 subscribers today. Wait, I dropped by 1. Like who the? And then you wish that you can track and see who unsubscribed.
You know what's funny? I made a new Instagram page, and I was at 65 followers, and it was at 64. I said, who unfollowed me? But I looked yesterday and it was at 78. I was like, who followed me? I haven't.
It's a roller coaster, right?
Yeah, I haven't been able to concentrate on it just because I've been working on planning for my event. But once that's over, I'll definitely get back into growing that page.
Well, I need to stop following it. I need to just concentrate on just making great content like I'm doing, which is why I love having you here as a content creator. So if someone wants to get into YouTube right now, not YouTube. Okay. If someone wants to get into social media right now, what are the top, because I love the number 4. So I always do everything in 4. The top 4 platforms in your opinion that they should be looking at.
Top 4 platforms. You can't go wrong with Instagram.
Okay.
Just because everybody expects you to have one.
Yeah.
TikTok. I know TikTok, the controversy with the government ownership and all the changes they've been making, but the way the TikTok algorithm, I can speak for the algorithm that is right now. And so I know some people don't want to be on TikTok, but reachability wise, I just feel personally, in my opinion, we're being watched all the time. Our cars, our TVs, everything is smart. Unless you got the flip phone and you're nowhere, no digital footprint, they're gonna find you. So I personally, I still got my TikTok. Because if they want, they can come get me anytime. They do not need TikTok to come get me.
They're so advanced right now. I saw this on Diary of a CEO. I don't know if you watched that.
I do.
Oh my God. So they had one, I guess ex-FBI agent or some government.
The guy who got arrested for espionage or whatever.
I don't know who it was because
not espionage, he whistle blew.
Probably one of them. Yeah. He have so many fascinating guests. I really don't remember what the titles were, but what he does have is these experts who know, government secrets, and they're now saying that they can hack into your phone if your phone is off. So what is the use of even, trying to protect yourself when there's no way to really protect yourself?
There's no way to really protect, and that's the thing that sucks. No way to protect yourself.
No way.
If it's free, you are the product.
Right, exactly.
So, but once again, TikTok is great, just for reachability, and even going live on TikTok, people scroll and they see your live. So that's also a great place to start going live and getting comfortable. YouTube, can't do without YouTube because of the searchability of YouTube. People go on YouTube to search things. People go on TikTok to search things too, actually. But being on YouTube is really important if you want to make videos. And then
Instagram, YouTube,
and TikTok.
And
then the last platform, honestly, I don't know if you need. The fourth one is kind of interchangeable. It just really depends.
I think I know what you're gonna say. Let's say it at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Facebook. Were you gonna say Facebook?
Facebook is. You do need to create the Facebook page,
right?
But Facebook is the worst when it comes to growing a new page.
Right.
Like, I don't know what it is. They're like, if you don't pay to boost this Facebook post, nobody's gonna see
so
it.
it don't even make sense to have a Facebook.
You should have one, just because when if you wanna run ads on Instagram or anything like that, they have to be connected.
Okay, so having a Facebook is kind of like, okay, having a website. So if you starting out in business and you can't afford a website right now, at least you should have a Facebook to give you credibility.
So so if you're just getting started on social media, and I would create the Facebook page, profile, cover art, about me, one post, maybe a little commercial or something, and till you have the time and resources, leave it alone.
Okay,
I think resources are better put into the other platforms.
Okay.
I am not on X often because my page got hacked, and
sorry.
Now I got 20 followers, and I don't think my demographic is on X that much anymore, because I posted, I was like, hey, follow me on X on Instagram, and nobody did. So I don't know if people will even get on there that much, but I mean, it is beneficial for like sports or music artists, and when people are interacting with you. But I feel like as a smaller business, you don't have too much interaction to like look for. But if you're a larger company, and I mean, there are larger companies that don't have Instagram pages, but then that's when I would get into like social listening, where you sign up with a platform, and when people say your name or say a certain word that you want to know, then that's how, like, if you say something about Wendy's, they can say, oh, hey, you didn't like our burger, why?
Wait, social listening?
Social listening.
What is that?
So there are platforms out there that literally scrape social media just to and they can inform you when somebody says a word you're looking for.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So for example, if you're a clothing company, and say you're Nike,
okay,
and people are complaining like, man, my Nike shoes broke, I can't believe it, I just bought them yesterday. And then Nike that'll come up on Nike's. I assume Nike's a huge company, so I assume they do have social listening in their strategy.
Oh,
and
that
so
makes sense.
whoever's managing that, they would see the notification on the platform that somebody mentioned Nike and like what it was about, and so then they could go on to X and say, we're so sorry about that.
Right.
Like, we'll DM you and handle it or whatever.
Okay, that's interesting. I want to see how interesting this is as well. You're being under 30, I'm being over 30. And so, like, what is Facebook to you? Like, is Facebook a little prehistoric?
No, I do get on Facebook. I get on Facebook for groups, and I get on Facebook for pages.
Okay.
That I manage.
Okay.
As far as getting on Facebook for me, like, just on my page, not really. Just because I'm on a lot of people's social media pages, and I don't really have the energy to be on my own. So I might accidentally see something on Facebook because I'm trying to get to my client's page. But as far as me just being on there, not really. But I do, if I'm looking for a group or something, because I am in some cool groups. Like I'm in like a real estate photography group, and
I need to get a part of that one.
And I'm in like home decor groups and different things like that.
Send me these links.
I'm in so many groups. So there's so many groups on Facebook, and the problem is, though, some groups have a lot of spam or like always trying to sell you something. Like I'm in some like AI prompts for like artwork, and people will post their prompts, and then people are like, oh, like, what prompt did you use for that? And they're like, oh, well, make it yourself, or buy my book, and I mean, that's cool. And I mean, I see both sides, right? Like on one end, I worked really hard for this prompt, and I don't want to share. They do want to gatekeep, because they don't want anybody making their stuff, but at the same time, people are going to ask for it. So
let me tell you, there's no blessings in gatekeeping. You hear me? Either they're going to do it or they're not going to do it, So, I mean, those are the two things. Don't think that, when you're gatekeeping, that you are preventing someone from being their greatness, because they will find out how to do it if they really want it. So don't gatekeep, please. Yeah. Do you gatekeep?
No, I don't. I don't gatekeep, and I mean, I feel like I'm in an industry where you can't gatekeep, because I mean, everybody's on social media.
To me, there's more blessings in sharing the content. Now, like, this platform is, I created this because, It's helping me to like get to know people on a better level and network. But at the same time, you know, it's helping, you know, hundreds, if not thousands of people around the country or the world, you know, to know certain things about whatever subject we're talking about. So yeah, I don't think, gatekeeping is definitely something. If you're trying to grow your business, is better, like they say, to give than to,
Yeah, like, and for me, I can tell people how to make content all day long. But if you don't want to, if you don't have the time to, you're not going to. So, I mean, I don't see the issue in sharing.
Yeah.
Now if you say, hey, Nicolette, can you come record my videos for me? Then that's when I'm like, oh, you know. Yeah. But if you just want the information,
right?
I mean, but there is a fine line between, like, I mean, just being on like LinkedIn, or LinkedIn is big too.
But it wasn't part of your top 4. I was really surprised you didn't mention LinkedIn.
You know, LinkedIn is good. It depends on your business, and that's why the 4th one is really like up in the air. It just depends on your business. Because if you're an author, like a lot of authors are on Substack now.
Okay. It's so many. I keep hearing about Substack. Tell me what Substack is. Like, and what is it compared to?
I think it's kind of like Twitter, and you know, I could be wrong. I haven't dove into Substack yet. But I feel like it's more like Tumblr, Twitter, Reddit, kind of like blogging. Like, it's like people can just,
so it's more blogging?
Yeah, more blogging. Like, people are on there like sharing their you know, thought processes, journeys, and there's different topics and things like that.
So would it work for someone in my position, you know, me being in transportation, me being a photographer, content creator, of course?
And then you do a lot of like documentation. So I definitely think, you know, you would see some growth on Substack.
Okay.
I did make my account a couple weeks ago.
You did?
But I haven't had the time to go on there and really just dive in. But especially dealing with,
but like, you see the potential.
I do see the potential. Yeah, people. Okay. I mean, I see people all the time talking about their business is doing great just because they're posting on Substack. So
okay, all right. So let's go into video editing. Give me 2 versions on your phone and 2 versions on a computer that people should be looking at to start doing their own social media if they're not able to hire somebody like yourself.
Like 2 apps.
Yeah, 2 apps on your phone, 2 apps on your computer. The apps on the computer.
Yeah. So on the phone, people love and hate CapCut. CapCut is great, but CapCut puts a lot of things behind the paywall. After TikTok got banned, they raised the price to $20. Still mad about that. So if you have $20 to spare for CapCut, feel free. I am trying to learn how to, well, not trying to, but I'm working on learning a new platform just because I pay for a lot of subscriptions to edit, and I just don't feel like
they're working to their potential.
Yeah, I feel like they're redundant. So if I already pay for Adobe, I don't see why I need to pay for CapCut.
Right.
So CapCut is really great. It's really beginner friendly too.
Yeah.
And then Instagram launched a competitor to CapCut called Edits, except Instagram's Edits is free.
Do you find that Edit have some bugs in it?
I haven't used it a lot, so I can't say that. Yeah. It wasn't buggy when I used it, but I didn't do too much on it.
It's buggy for me. Yeah, it's really buggy. Like, I always have to like shut it down and then restart it back up, and then like the audio always lags. I don't know what it is.
I did notice that.
Yeah, you've noticed that.
But CapCut is real buggy too.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Y'all need to stop making these buggy softwares.
Yeah, I normally use CapCut on my computer to edit. Just because the screen is bigger. Yeah. And also I have really big thumbs and fingers. So like having to be it's very hard to get precise with the, on my phone.
Do you prefer editing on your phone versus your computer? On your computer versus your phone?
I do prefer editing on my computer just because of some things
need to be, platform.
Yeah, some things need to be super precise. Like the text needs to be right here and I can't see. Yeah. My finger's in the way. Yeah. But if I need to edit on my phone, I can, and I do have an iPad as well. Yeah. But yeah, Edits and CapCut on the phone, and then Adobe does have their own editing apps on the phone as well. Okay. Haven't used those, so I can't speak on them. I do want to. Yeah. My goal, I would love to, like, Adobe partner or whatever. Yeah. So I do need to start getting into it so I can. Come on, Adobe. I can get into that.
I never hear people talking about Adobe Rush.
I want to give it a try.
You never use Rush?
I have used it, but it's been so long.
Okay. You use, okay.
I have used it when it like first came out.
I use Adobe Rush to resize my content, like, you know, vertical. And that's what's annoying too, you know, and I'm from the video photography world, and just trying to figure out, okay, what is the best, you know, horizontal, vertical format to put out there, or to just start, I don't know, I guess. It's confusing. I don't know. Like right now they say these vertical movies are starting to come out. So I'm like, okay, should I just forget about doing anything horizontal now because everybody's looking at their content on their phone? So that's where I get frustrated, because it's like all these rules keep changing. What's the app that's yellow?
Snapchat?
When Snapchat came out, that's how I knew I was getting older. That is how I knew I was getting, because I did not want to like learn it. And everybody kept on saying, oh, they got the best filters. And they probably did.
They were the OGs with the filters.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. But I was like, I don't want to learn. And I tried. And I even started an account. But I don't know. I feel like sometimes you get like I get. Are you getting overwhelmed? You know, because, I mean, this is your generation where, you know, all this stuff was made for you guys. You know, like I'm just learning. Like I'm, you know, you don't come from the school of MySpace, right? Oh my Lord.
No,
do you know what MySpace is?
I do.
Yeah.
No, the thing is, when MySpace was like real popular, I was in middle school.
Oh,
and
okay.
my mom would not let me make an account. And I probably did have no business being on there. So, I mean, she was right.
Okay.
But like fifth grade through like 8th grade, that's when people were on MySpace.
Yeah.
And then 9th grade is kind of when, like 8th grade turning into 9th grade, that's when people kind of started getting on Facebook. So that's when my mom helped me make my Facebook account. But I missed the MySpace train for sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, they were just protecting you.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I did see my friends' profiles, and I actually did make a little secret profile, but I forgot it instantly. Like I didn't have a chance to even use it.
You know what? I wonder sometimes, what is Tom doing right now? Tom, who created MySpace. But anyway, who knows? You want to come on the podcast, Tom? Come on.
But yeah, but then as far as back to your question with the computer software.
Yeah. Okay, so we're doing computer software.
Yeah.
Top two.
Top two. Definitely Adobe Premiere Pro, and then I use CapCut on the computer as well.
Okay.
And then if I had a Mac, which I don't, I would use.
Wait, you don't have a Mac?
I do not have a Mac. I can't get behind it at this time.
Okay, so why?
I just grew up using PCs. So when I was in college, though, we had a computer lab with a bunch of Macs. Right. So I was a little more used to using them at that time. Right. But I wasn't using them for videos. I was using them for. I wasn't using Premiere Pro back then because I wasn't doing videos. I was using Illustrator and Photoshop because I was doing a lot of illustrations, and because I went to school for fashion design and marketing. Okay. So I had to do illustrations for my collections and my tech packs and all that. So,
so you've never been inspired to convert, and I'm not like saying you should, because I'm a Apple user. I mean, not an iPhone user. I'm a Android user, and I'm a firm Android user.
Side
like
eye for sure. I'm just kidding. I said side eye. I said I'm just kidding.
But what do you have? What kind of
phone?
See, I love that.
Yeah, I do.
I love that.
I like Apple products, but like actually is a strong word. I tolerate Apple products because we have no choice. My friends are all like, when I was in college, if we had a group message, and you got an Android, you can't be in it because you're gonna turn the messages green. And we won't be able to send pictures or videos. Now, because of that, I don't know, I think it was a lawsuit against Apple or something for like competing or something. So they opened it up to where Androids and Apple can send videos to each other now. If you have the updated Android. If you have an old Android, it still doesn't work. But so it's not as big of a deal now as it used to be. Yeah. But I definitely think just the command and just the differences, I'm just not used to using it. So
I get it.
If I had to, I would, but I just don't. But Final Cut, I'm sure, is good on if you have a Mac on the computer as well.
Trust me, I remember the first time I got my Mac computer, I saved for like a year and a half to get it. And when I finally got it, my first big 27-inch, I didn't open the box for like 3 days because I felt like the magic was going to be gone. I was just so intimidated by it. But I'm telling you, my Mac computer changed my life. Now I have an iPhone, but I only use it for video because the video is really good. But Android, I'm down with it. iPhones are just too dramatic for me. Like they are, like all these daggone passwords, and I get it because I get it with the Mac. But I love that I don't have to worry about a lot of viruses and shutdowns and stuff like that. So that was my pivotal moment where I was like, okay, I got to switch over because I'm tired of buying this McAfee and all this, virus software. So that's where I love it. And it lasts a long time. Like my last computer was 7 years. I think that's normal for a computer.
Yeah.
But I was a firm buyer, a consumer, loyal consumer of what it was, HP. HP, yeah.
Yeah, I have an HP right now. It's like I have a portable workstation, so it's literally like a big work CPU, but in a laptop. Now the laptop is real big and heavy, also. My back hurts when I put it on my back.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, it's so heavy.
Oh, wow.
It's like crazy. I wish I had it so I could.
That's the one. I want to see it one day, but that's the one I would have got. But I did notice, like, as HP kind of progressed, I think my last HP was probably in 2009 or 10. Their computer started getting a little lighter, and the material just kept on feeling a little flimsier compared to my older ones. You know?
Mine. I don't even know what year mine. I got mine used from a computer shop. So I don't know what year it is, but I do know it was power because I went in there because I had a Novo Yoga, and it was so slow, and I was like, I'm trying to edit videos, right? 4K, you know, I cannot, like, I can't. And they were like, okay, we got this workstation. I think it'll handle what you need. The computer guy was like, we don't recommend Macs over here. And I'm like, just look, tell me what I need. And so that's what he had, a portable workstation, and it was touchscreen. I need touchscreen.
Of course.
That's another reason why I don't have a Mac laptop, or because I like the touchscreen.
Yeah.
Not that I don't even use it that much, but I just feel like when I need to touch, I can.
Yeah. Maybe I'm a little out of date because when people come over and I'm showing them something on the computer, they try to touch me. I'm like, no, I guess I'm old school because I don't do the touch screen. But okay, so let's go to memory. Like how much memory, because everything is so like we're in a terabyte age right now where, 1 terabyte is like, if you have 1 terabyte of memory, like backup memory, you're behind, So somebody starting out, like, okay, give me your top camera gear and how much memory they should have for those.
If you're starting out, top camera gear, I would just say if you have the latest iPhone or Android, and I'm not even the latest one, but like at least if it does 4K, iPhone or Android, then you're start with that. I would suggest you get a microphone that plugs into your phone so people can hear you, and please test out the microphones because those I bought the $10 microphones and they sound horrible, like super muffled. So just making sure you do your research about the microphones. I have the DJI microphones, and they're not like the top quality, but they're great for beginners. And then so and you need light. You need a good light. Okay. If you don't have light, you need a big window. Right. Turn your chair around and sit in front of the window until you can get a light. Yeah. And then
the memory.
Memory. Yes. Yeah. So if you're gonna record on your phone and you're gonna record 4K on your phone, you definitely need at least 256 gigabytes, or your memory will get full very fast. If you are recording on the camera, like I have the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, I like to use that for my content as well for social media, and all my SD cards are 512. Okay. And that gives me, like, if I'm recording 4K 60 frames is only really needed if you're doing like slow motion. Right. But if I'm recording like 4K 30 frames per second, that gives me like 6 to 8 hours. I don't remember exactly because I would need to have nothing on there to see the whole time. Yeah. But yeah, like 6 to 8 hours of recording time for sure.
Okay. All right. So we went through software, we went through memory, what kind of camera they should start with. Let's go into like video production. What does it take to start a podcast? Because you had a podcast that you're considering starting to back up, right? Kind of.
No, my friend has a podcast.
Oh, your friend had a podcast.
Yeah, I don't have a podcast. I did have a little closet podcast back in the day.
Oh, what?
I had
a pocket?
No, a closet podcast.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes, back in the day.
Yeah.
A couple years ago. It didn't get that far because
I'm sorry. I hear beep and one of my ears are stopped up. I'm like, what the
heck? Oh, no, something is beeping.
I don't know. I think it's the bus outside.
Okay.
Okay, sorry, y'all. My ear is stopped up. this ear. So I'm like, huh? What'd you say?
But yeah, like I had a corner, like when I used to live in Fort Worth, and I had a like super big closet in my apartment, and so I made a little corner, and I was doing my podcast in there. But I realized that was before I knew I had ADHD. I got professionally diagnosed. So a lot of the things that I was dealing with at that time were because like I didn't realize, like I was just like, why am I struggling with these things? And once I found out I had ADHD, then it kind of all made sense, and I was like, oh well, what's the point of this podcast? I'm just complaining about ADHD problems. And you know, I was not trying to have there are great ADHD podcasts out there. Yeah, I was not trying to have one of those just because I don't have anything to add in my
But opinion. You would admit that it's a lot of work, even if you didn't have.
Yeah, and even and I was just doing one camera angle. Yeah. But if you're doing like multiple camera angles, and then if you have guests,
it's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. Yeah. And there are different ways to like mitigate some of that. Like if you just say, look, we're not editing it, we're just gonna post it as it is, good luck, you know. I mean, that can help cut down on the editing time. Now you might still have to switch the cameras, but there's also software that can do it automatically. Right. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head, but there are softwares for that, so it can. But at the end of the day, you're either gonna spend time or money. Yeah. These softwares are not free. So it's just about, do you want to take the time to do it, or do you want to pay? I mean, because you can pay somebody to edit your videos, but it's going to cost you a couple $100 for one video, you know? So
yeah, I mean, it does, you know, cost a little of your time, you know. That's another investment, you know, not just money. But if you are going to start a podcast, it will, you know, take a little bit from you, energy wise and financially. So, you know,
and even recording space, like, you know, you were able to set up somewhere in your house to record, but some people, they don't have that, so they have to rent a studio, right? And so that also can add a couple $100 to each episode. So
yeah, exactly. What do you think is easier, you know, like if someone's really serious, you know, or is it a personal preference to go and rent out a space versus setting up a space?
It depends, because if you're just trying to get started, it can be easy to just go rent a space, because they already have the camera set up for you. They already have everything. All you have to do is sit down. They kind of help you press record, and you just talk. And a lot of the podcast studios also, they can edit for you as well. But if you're getting started,
you say they can or they can't?
They can.
Okay.
Yeah. But if you're getting started, they may not have the money to pay somebody to edit. Then you'll have to do it yourself. But at least it takes the grunt work off. Right. Because, but if you're like, I got started, I had my friend gave me a Yeti microphone that she used to use when she had her podcast that she didn't use anymore. So I had a Yeti microphone. I had my phone, and then I had a microphone, you know, the Yeti microphone, so, actually. So I had the Yeti microphone, and I had my phone, and I would record the audio through the microphone with my iPad, and I would use my phone as the video. I'd match the audios up on what was I using? That was so long ago. I was definitely not using CapCut.
But you probably was still killing it with the editing, right? Whatever you use.
It was the most basic. The podcast episodes.
Not iMovie. HP have a editing software too.
I didn't have my HP back then either.
Really?
Yeah, okay. I had the bare minimum.
Oh, I remember those days. Trust me.
Yeah, that's back when I had just moved out of my parents' house, so I was like, you know, I mean, I had things, but I didn't have. I feel like as soon as I moved out, that's when the price of everything went up.
Of course.
And so I just felt like I thought I had a bunch of money, and then I realized it didn't go as far as I thought. So you know, I couldn't buy a whole lot back then.
Oh wow.
So I just had to make use of what I had. You know, I had some curtains that I bought from IKEA years before, never put them up. I had them on the wall in my closet. Yeah. So, you know, as a little backdrop, I had a little light that I ordered off Amazon for, you know, the ambience or whatever. And,
you do what you got to do, right?
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, if you, the biggest thing I can say is if you want to podcast or you want to vlog or you want to do anything, you have to start with what you have. So you have to look at what's in your scope, what's in your capabilities, what's in your budget, and plan accordingly. And I think that's one of the good things about the AI now. You could literally go on Chat or Gemini or Claude or whoever and say like, hey, I want to do XYZ. I only have $200. the studio is this price, or the equipment costs this price. What do you think is the best way to get this done? And it can like kind of break it down for you. And it may not be 100% right, so do fact check it, but it'll kind of at least help you work through the thought process on getting started.
Exactly. All right. So to end this conversation, all right, so you got your software, you got, your memory cards, you know what you want to do, what clients you want to target. Okay, exposure. How do we get those clients now? So what are the best ways, or the grassroots, pulling yourself from the bootstrap, as they say, kind of method, way of finding these clients?
So when you say finding clients, you mean like the business owner getting clients for their business, or finding clients if you want to create content for people and get paid?
Someone in your position who has a marketing company, right? Marketing, yes. Social media company. Okay, where do I go and find these clients? Like what should I be doing to find these clients? So
the way that I found most of my clients is just like networking at different events and talking.
Like the Dallas Black Chamber.
Yeah, so you have to share what you do with people. And a couple years ago, I realized that because I just, at one point, I did feel like anybody can be on social media. It's not that special. But I did realize that, especially when you're talking to like people over like 50, if you say you do social media, they're like, what, you do social media? I need that. And like, the older generation, they really need us. They really need content. And so that was kind of helped me get the confidence to tell more people about what I did. And even now that I have younger clients as well, it's just that they know about social media. They know they should be on it, but they just don't have the time.
Right. So, because I think they feel like, I feel, at times like you just want to do your craft. You don't want to have to, like, I'm an artist, so I don't mind doing it. But when the fun feels like work, then that's when it's like, oh my God. And I do thank God for the talent of knowing how to do most of this stuff, because there's a lot of things that I don't know, and it's frustrating. But the things that I, want to learn, it comes natural, and it comes really quick. And so I thank God for that blessing, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. And I definitely think that when you're starting out, if you want to create content for people, like as a business, the biggest thing to do is just to own up. Like, you're going to make a lot of mistakes with your clients.
I love that.
And just owning up to your mistakes.
Don't get frustrated.
Yeah. And so I'm in an organization called Future Us. And in that organization, they teach us about being a leader when things are hard and uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. They talk about having integrity. And one of the biggest things I learned from them is like, integrity is not about morals. It's about like, and we're all not perfect, so you're not gonna do what you say you're gonna do 100% of the time. Like, you're not gonna meet 100% of your promises. But if you do break your promise, or if you do not meet a deadline, or if you do make a mistake, do you have the integrity to say, hey, I messed up here, and then rectify it? Or are you just gonna pretend like it didn't happen and ghost people? Because there are a lot in the creative space.
Yes.
There are a lot of ghosters. There are a lot of people who say that they can do something and then realize they can't do it. And instead of speaking up and just telling them that I realize I can't handle this, they ghost you. So,
wow.
I mean, that's the biggest thing I can say. Like, because if you have integrity, like, even if you make a mistake, your clients are going to stick with you. And if you do lose a client due to a misunderstanding, or you told them you were sorry and you tried to make it better and you just couldn't come to a solution, there are other clients out there. And I mean, that's a part of growth, and you learn from every situation. Also, another thing that I'll say is, if one of the biggest things about telling somebody a price is
as a business owner.
As a business owner, when you're telling somebody your price for your content services, and you agree to the scope of work for the price, do not let them try to bully you into taking a lower amount of money after y'all have already agreed. Because I have seen people try to do that to me before. And I was just like, what do I do? But at the end of the day, like, if you knew your budget was a little lower, mm-hmm. I don't mind working with that, but that changes the scope. So, I just feel like some people who do that, now some people just may not know, they may not realize it, but in my case, I feel like the lady she knew, she was a business owner.
Mm-hmm. Wait a minute, I think I remember this person. I think you told me this about a year ago or so.
It happened, was it last year?
Yeah.
Like the beginning of last year. Yeah. And she was a business owner. She reads contracts for a living. And so, like, in my case, I was just like, she just really didn't respect me. and it just didn't work out for me. And I was being nice, like I was extending grace to her. And I mean, I don't necessarily regret it because I did learn from it. But at the end of the day, like,
and that's an important lesson too. Not everything's going to be good. You know, there's a lot of lessons in the mishaps. And the misunderstandings.
And the fact that she did that, it kind of, that gets back to what do I want my client to be. That kind of showed me her
That
her
is
character.
why you said kind.
It showed me her character. Like the fact that you're trying to bully me into taking a lower price when you told me that was your budget and that's the scope of work that you wanted.
Right.
And even when it came to doing the work for her, she was really mean, really nasty, questioning me about why certain things weren't there. And it's like, it was in the contract, and I told you via the phone and the text that this is the service that was budgeted for, and this is, you know, not that it was bad service. And I'll be more specific. One day she wanted me to record, and then she wanted me to bring out my photographer. And so the photographer took her pictures on the first day, but I told her for the next 2 days, based on your budget, you know, I will have to do both. And so I told her via text, I told her on the phone, and it was in the contract and the invoice, because the invoice is itemized. And I show up and she's like, "Oh, where's the photographer?" I made it very clear. I made it very clear that the photographer was not going to be here. But if you really wanted the photographer, then we would have had to adjust something. And I have no problem making adjustments. But I do, like, and even when I was delivering her content, she was just so upset. Like, you even didn't have the photographer there. And I'm just like,
we agreed.
Like, but also, when she first tried to bully me into changing everything, if I would have just said, you know what, like, all money is not good. That's one thing about me. All money is not good money. No. Like, I am not doing things I don't want to do. I'm not working with people I don't want to work with over any money. So I should have just said, hey, you know, enjoy your event. You know, I won't be able to make it. I won't be able to, you know, you'll have to find.
Here's your refund.
Here's your refund. Here's your referral.
Minus 30%.
So, and I did need to have stronger policies in place, because one of the days she did cancel the day of the shoot, and it's like, you know, canceling like the day of, like, I'm so tired, and it's like, but I blocked my time off for you. So I mean that, and it needs to be more clear, and I realized then it needs to be more clear in my contract. The day of, if you cancel, you lose your deposit, and technically you're still supposed to be liable for the full amount, you know, because the day of, like, that's crazy.
Wait, she paid you everything, right?
No.
Oh, she did not.
She was like, I'm not paying the full price, so yada yada yada. She had all these excuses, but you know, I wasn't surprised, like, based on how she acted in the beginning.
You didn't fight it?
No.
Why?
I just felt like my energy was gonna be better put into something else. So
let me tell you this: you really learn who you are when someone, and this Auntie Myra giving you advice. You really are put to the test, and you really learn who you are when someone takes advantage of you. You hear me? This lady who I adored, beautiful house, gated community, took advantage of me. I rolled out the red carpet. Like I said, you give value, you know? And she had some charges reversed. No, she not had some charges. She had all the charges reversed. And I fought the credit card companies, took her to court, and won. And it took a little bit over a year. So it took like almost 18 months just to get that money back. Now, I always say money comes on time, all the time. It did come back. She even had to pay court costs. And was it worth it? I was a little drained. I was, you know, a little irritated that I had to keep going to the courthouse to keep filing all these different pieces of paper. But it showed me how tough I am. And at that point, it wasn't about the money. It was about me protecting the next photographer that she was going to take advantage of. So, yes, you let her get away with that, and maybe you could still go after her. Who knows? You know, but there are some laws in place to protect, you know, us. So
and also, I think everybody, now obviously talk to the lawyer about it, but I definitely think that it should be in a contract that, just to protect yourself, that the customer should acknowledge, like, once you get these services, you will not charge back. Like, if you charge back, you're in violation. And then that way, at least that's just another piece of paper. If you do have to go to court, you can have documentation that the customer signed.
Oh my God, yes. And this is what won the case. I would tell you this. the moment, because you have this experience now, the moment, because there are a tribe of people, and you'll start seeing those little those personality traits come up. So as soon as they start acting like that last client, start documenting everything. When I say document, this day, this is what they said, this is what I did. And even if you have to record your phone, like I just noticed I can record on my phone. Like there's a button. I can I'm like,
now
what?
I will say, if you press it, it will say this call is being recorded. So don't try to be sneaky.
Right. Don't try to be sneaky, and you got to let them know too. But if you do that, that'll help you. If you text messages, definitely.
Text messages is really big.
Make sure that your emails are always clear. Don't be like, hey girl, like always be like, hey Miss Sampson, or whatever your name is, I'm sorry to hear that, I understand, always come back with those. And if you don't really know the polite way, or use ChatGPT, but just make sure that you are all coming correct. Always assume, just like we were talking about on the Diary of a CEO, that we're all being recorded at every time. Always assume you're being recorded. Always. So
one thing about me, even I never disrespected her. I treated her with respect. I mean, she doesn't live in this state, but if I did see her, I'm gonna treat her with respect, because that's just what I do. You know? But and you said something that like actually because I'm getting my MBA, almost done with it. I'll be done. Yay! And I'll be done this year. And I had to take a business law class, and one thing that we were taught in business law is technically, even if y'all are texting, that is a contract. So don't ever let somebody bully you into say like, hey, I didn't sign anything, so I don't have to pay you. No, because when you texted and you said, hey, the price will be this for that, and they said, okay, I want that service, yada, 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 you can technically use those text messages in court to prove that y'all had an agreement. So don't let these people bully you. Of course, there's wonderful, kind people in the world, but there's also evil. There's so many evil, and I'm not calling the lady I was dealing with evil, but in general, there are genuinely evil people. Like in my opinion, the way that lady did you, that is evil.
That was like, very evil.
Like,
oh my God, you should have seen how evil she was when she came to court.
Yeah, like there's people who are looking to scam, looking to steal. So another big piece of advice, like if it feels weird, like trust your gut. Like
I refunded so many times, well, not a lot, but I can think of 2 times that I refunded, only because I did, like you said, it's draining, and then you felt like you being bullied, and then people want more than what you verbally agreed, or it had in the contract. Yeah. So I wanted to ask you one more question, because I want to be fair. I always like to look at everything from both sides. So as y'all know, we are artists, we are contractors, independent contractors, entrepreneurs, and this is our experience. But we also want to be able to help those who are looking for social media managers and people like ourselves. So because like you said, they do have people out there that scam you, and you definitely want to be cautious of that. They really do make us look bad for those who, we have integrity. We want to do a good job. So what are a few traits that they should be looking for? Like if someone don't want to do their social media, but they need to do their due diligence to hire someone. They have the budget, that unlimited budget, and they want to hire someone to do their social media. Also, like how long should the trial period be to test that person out?
I think getting results it depends on the type of social media and the type of content. Obviously, organic social media is slower growth than paid ads. So if you're hiring somebody to do organic social media, you have to understand that they cannot guarantee anything. I feel like a red flag is when people are trying to get your business to manage your organic social media, and they're like guaranteeing you like you'll go viral or you'll do
so that's the first flag.
Yeah, like
if they can guarantee you.
If they're guaranteeing you that you'll go viral, either they're using bots or and they might have a strategy that usually works, right? Not saying that they might not have something that works, but you cannot guarantee that something will go viral, because that's up to the
Can you go viral with bots? With like those special, and is that
you can look like you went viral, but
is it illegal to use
it is against the platforms? No, will you go to jail? No, but it's against the platform's terms of service.
Okay, all right. Gotcha.
So like one of my clients' social media pages, I looked on the back end, and like most of their followers were from like Asia or something, and I was like, you know, Thailand or I don't even Vietnam. It was one of those one of the Asian countries.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know who was on your page before me.
So they have countries. Well, they have companies in other countries that like hire people to like.
So a lot of people will hire like a virtual assistant to save money to manage their social media pages.
Right.
And a virtual assistant usually comes from another country that has a lower currency rate. That's how they're able to take a cheaper price. And if you don't know what you're asking for and you just say, I want 10,000 followers, they'll get you 10,000 followers. They might be from their country, like, you know, but if your service is for United States and all your followers are from Vietnam, that's not going to help you. So,
Interesting. Yeah.
So that's a whole nother like rabbit hole.
We won't even go down there.
But when you're looking at if people, and I mean, as a business owner looking to hire somebody, that's why it's important to look through your contracts, look through what you agreed on, and if you are not seeing that, then you are able, like, then you will have a reason to take that person to court and say, if you need to, and say, hey, you know, you said you were going to give me XYZ,
right,
and you didn't, or you ghosted me, or whatever. And then that's how the business owner can protect themselves as well. But it's definitely important to do your due diligence. And I mean, sometimes it's hard because so they're like, a lot of scammers are real charismatic. You know,
meaning they're a good talker.
Yeah, they're good talkers. I mean, it's kind of like a man. I mean, this might
give me that example.
You know, it's kind of like a man. Like when a man is like sweet talking women, you know, he always cheating.
Yeah.
You know, like they, you know,
they're macking you.
Yeah, like they know what to say to get women to like them.
Right.
And women will keep falling for it. I see. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
I see. I mean, women too. Yeah. You know, women will do the same thing. You know, I'm not saying it's a man or woman thing, but at the end of the day, if somebody wants to keep cheating on their partner and wants to have multiple partners and not share that they have multiple partners, you know, it's a secret. That's what they do, and they're not going to change.
So one, if they're guaranteeing, watch it. If they're a good talker, you know, they're selling you the dream. Okay, give me two more because I like four.
Let me see.
Shouldn't you when you're doing your due diligence, you know, you have no experience in social media, but you have a business, a startup, and you really need someone, and you have this unlimited budget because you just got that, you know, that what do you call it? That trust fund or whatever. Yeah, trust fund. You just made 30 and they got that trust fund now. And now you want to spend your money in marketing because that's one of the smart things you should do when you have a business. When you're doing your due diligence, what should you be looking for in a social media manager or a marketing company? A track record, maybe?
Yeah, definitely a track record. But some people are just getting started. They may not have a track record, but also...
well, no, like the company, the marketing company.
Oh yeah. No, the market, some, like, you know, but it depends on, cause, and I only say this because there's a lot of people who just like, oh, we just need a social media intern. Yeah. You know, fresh out of college.
Right.
So like if you're looking from, if you
and is that a good idea? If somebody's in social media, I mean,
there are younger people who do have experience. So I'm not going to say just cause you're young, you may not, but like if that person does not have any job experience and you also as a business don't have any experience,
then you don't even know what to look for.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard. So I would suggest you definitely, when you don't know anything about social media, I'd suggest you make sure that the person you're hiring does have a track record, does have experience. Right. Even if you want to talk to their clients to get some, you know, referrals. Yeah. Then that's good as well. I will say the only thing with like two inexperienced people working together is
a lot of wasted money.
A lot of wasted money, a lot of wasted time. And then, like, for example, when I was fresh out of, even when I was doing stuff in college, like, you know, being an intern, like, I didn't know I should get the company goals. I didn't even have the guts to even ask the questions because I was just nervous about, like, keeping my position or overstepping or, you know, even back then people didn't respect my suggestions, even though I had proof and data behind them. Yeah. Do
you think back then you didn't know how to express yourself, or they just was looking at you as
when you're working, when you're an employee at a company, The fact is they don't have to listen to you. Like, you can present all the data. I mean, as long as they don't fire you, they can do what they want.
Right.
I mean, they can still fire you, but like, keeping your job was.
Right.
Like, they don't have like, and I think that, but working a job as social media manager, like, totally different experience than being your own boss as a social media manager, because I feel like you do have more control on who you work with.
Yeah.
So, you know, if your client doesn't want to listen to you, then you don't have to work with them if you don't want to. But
this is what I'm curious about. When you take on a client, are you more attractive? I know you said kind person. I love that. I'm gonna start saying that too, because we need more of that in our life, you know, to work with people who don't stress you out. When a client approaches you, does it matter what profession they're in? What if they're like a mortician, or what if they're like I'm trying to think of a profession. Hopefully I don't offend anyone, but what if they're like in, I don't know, waste management, you know?
I mean, I think content can be made for every profession now,
because you have to learn about that profession and put yourself in that position.
Now, that's the thing about AI. So you can, like, I can do more research. Like, back when I used to go into new industries, and I would have to rely more on the client to tell me like the ins and outs and the details. But now you can use AI and kind of like get the details from like about the business. Now, obviously, every business has like their own secret sauce. So you do have to still rely on the business owner for that.
Learn the culture.
Learn the culture. But as far as like, how hard is it to pivot to new industries? I think due to AI, as like a little assistant, you know, it's not as hard as it used to be.
I get that. Thank God for AI. You know, something positive coming out of AI.
Yeah, something. You know,
I know, right? Another rabbit hole.
Yeah, another rabbit hole. But yeah, I think now obviously like there's you know, and there's scammers out there who are doing well. You know, like, if somebody's and now when I say scammer, I'm not about to say what I'm saying is a scam. I just don't align with it. Like, multi-level marketing, right? Like, you know, if you are trying to promote your multi-level marketing business and you're like, I need more people on my team, I am glad that that's how you make a living. But unfortunately, I can't do it, because I just know that only the people at the top make money in multi-level marketing company. So, you know, you recruiting people on your team, they're just gonna pay to join and they're gonna lose all their money, and I can't get behind that personally. So, you know, I would have to say, like, you know, that, you know, we're not a good fit. But you ever heard of a timeshare?
Yes. So I look at timeshares and MLM as kind of the same thing. You know, it's kind of like it raises that red flag. You
know, timeshares are interesting. Definitely an older concept.
Have you bought a timeshare before?
Never, but I did go to like a Hilton Grand Vacations presentation. I'm not gonna lie, it sounded good, but I was like,
they make it very enticing, but it gets confusing when you learn all the details. But I mean, some people, they know how to maneuver through it, and they take advantage of it.
I brought my dad with me, because I'm like, my dad has the the manliness to be like, we're not doing it. You know, my dad was like, we're not doing the vacation. But, you know, like I said, it did sound good. Maybe one day when I have time to vacation, you know, I might look. Actually, no free promo. But I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, like, I have, that's the only like timeshare type of presentation I've been to in my adult life. But my parents did go to the timeshare presentation when I was in like middle school.
Really?
And I was just like, wow, we get, you know, I'm like, I didn't know. My parents were like, we just here for the trip. You know,
for sure.
But yeah,
so what would you like to leave your audience with? Some words of inspiration. Also, tell everybody where they can find you.
Yes. So my words of inspiration are, just get started, because and don't even worry about the numbers, don't worry about the subscribers, don't worry about the likes, the follows, the views, because the people who you see going viral or like, you know, making a lot of money from their content or their brand deals, if they didn't get started, they wouldn't even be where they are now. So you need to just get started. Like, don't overthink it. Just get started. If it's bad, if you look back in a year and be like, oh, that video was horrible, archive it. You know, no harm in that, but get started. And then where you can find me at, you can find me at Nicolette Cache on Instagram, Nicolette Cache. And that is my username on all platforms. And then my business is called Ownovate, Ownovate, and Ownovate.com also.
And your upcoming event.
Oh, yes. In my upcoming event, I'm having an event on April 11th. I'm going to go more into how to create content if you want to just get started, or if you're looking to elevate your content. And we're going to make it simple, using the phone, using, low cost or free platforms to edit, and then just giving you the confidence to get started, so that way you can, reach your goals with your content. So that's my goal. I really just want everybody to live their dream life and do what they want to do with their life. There's a lot of limitations on us, but we can definitely overcome them. I mean, even just as women, as Black women, we're here because of the people before us that took chances and took risks. So I'm all for you to take a risk and a chance on yourself. So
yeah, you should always take a risk. And I want to say thank you to my guest, Nicolet Nathan, for just being always kind. She always is very kind, always on time. She's true to her word. If you hire her, consider yourself lucky. And guys, thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Always TamCam. Also, if you are a content creator, I don't care where you are, but if you have any ideas on where can I get the best stands, please put a link in the captions, below, or in the comments below, because I'm sending these jokers back to Amazon. I am tired of dealing with this. So once again, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time on Always TamCam. Bye.
Realest in the room, talking falling in love. That holler everybody getting money, gon' do your thing.
see you at the next Ownovate workshop.